Hebrews 11 verse 30 tells us about the secret behind the falling down of the walls of Jericho. The secret behind the walls of Jericho falling down. Hebrews 11:30, it says, by faith. Once again, by faith. Faith is the reason. Faith is the reason. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were encircled for 7 days. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were encircled for 7 days. Again, by faith. It was faith that brought those walls down. Can you believe it? Because these walls were so famous, they were so famous to be the thickest and the most solid walls of that age. It was like the most secured city around of that empire, of that particular era. And nothing was like that. Nothing was as difficult to succumb like that wall. Nothing was as difficult to subdue like that wall. I mean, armies of other nations couldn't conquer Jericho. Jericho was the fortified city. It was, it was protected, it was secured because of their wall. Their wall was so famous in history that we are still talking about those walls today. Can you imagine it? We are still talking about the walls of Jericho today, and that is why these walls, is a symbol of something that is unconquerable. It's a symbol of something that is unsurmountable. It's a symbol of something that is absolutely impossible. It's so the walls of Jericho is like something that nobody will ever be able to surmount, and nobody will be able to conquer. But you see, and that's why God put this story in the Bible. He's trying to tell us that with God on our side and by faith, and we having faith in the God of miracles, in the God with whom all things are possible, that no matter how bad these things are, that the walls of your walls of Jericho are falling down. But you must know how to bring them down. You must know how to apply your faith to bring down these walls of Jericho. You must know the principles to follow. You must know how to actually, believe right so that your walls of Jericho will come down. Now, the fact that the walls of Jericho came down didn't mean that the children of Israel never suffered some siege. Of course, they had to, before the walls came down, they had to survive. They had to survive. Before the walls came down, they were like victims. Before the walls came down, they were like under siege. Before the walls came down, things were rough for them. So, we too, we don't just think that we will never have any rough days. We don't just assume that things will always be nice and things will always be fine and that, we will never have things going wrong sometimes. No, it is normal and it is natural that we have, some rough days, especially before the miracles come. So all of us still need to go through something before our miracles come. All of us will still need to go through something sometimes before the power of God comes down.